I'm glad. Yep, it is a different type of game. It does require a lot of inventiveness. It's very much an almost a improv
Yeah.
game to really, if you do it, to really get into it. I made this scenario for conventions because for replayability, because I ran this game yesterday also, which was entirely and absolutely no way at all like plot wise what happened here. It's just the same. It's the same set of characters, the same starting situation, utterly different plot and different thing. So I've run this many times, and I, like I said, without managed to do it without ever getting bored. because it's a new game every time, not just both because of the players and the plot. So I really enjoy this. I'm sure I'll be running this again sometime in the future.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
thank
Thank you. I have no idea if anybody was watching this, but hopefully a couple of people saw it too. And have a good, everybody out there, try to, and have fun despite everything that's going on. And I hope a lot of other people are enjoying the convention as well.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Good afternoon.
Yo, America and the world.
What's going on? We made it.
We made it.
That we did.
We did it. Hoorah!
I think Chet may be sleeping. He was completely exhausted last night.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
it has, but it's been fun.
It has been.
Oh, I had fun.
Me too.
I didn't know you could get virtual con crud.
Oh, you can. Allegedly, you can.
I woke up this morning because I was up since like 7 o'clock last night. I ended up doing some stuff till like midnight, like 12:30, and I woke up. I'm like, everything's sore, and I just sat down all day.
It's the anticipation, It's the excitement that gets you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or it was that chair yoga you did yesterday.
Yeah. Could
Yeah.
be.
So
Which was it was actually a
great
very
reviews.
good video. I liked it.
Yeah. Deb does a great job.
Yeah.
I was just wondering where Saturday went. It's like I don't remember.
Oh,
like
my
all of a
God.
sudden I was in front of the computer for like 16 hours, I guess, and then the day's done. It's like, what happened?
I got a little bit, very, very little. I got a little bit of sleep, and then I kept hearing my computer, the sound that Discord or Slack makes when someone's messaging you. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. Oh. So and then I'm getting texts left and right from people going, oh, and I'm like, but really? So it went by like that. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but after last night, I took over. I did the video gaming. Luckily, Rich did the 3 a.m. one, but
Yeah.
I almost didn't make it to 3 a.m. At 2:45, I'm going, oh my God. I'm getting messages going, are you ready to go? I gotta go. I'm falling down.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I actually have a question. The other people that you encounter in EverQuest, are they still playing EverQuest as well? Are those live people?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I still have members of my guild that are on that I've been talking with.
Wow.
And they said that I can get my characters and anybody who joins us into the guild for when we stream. So
Oh, wow.
it was pretty cool. So in the future, it won't just be me. I'll just be I will be posting in Discord that I'm going on, and then whoever wants to join us can join us. The first group of 6 is a group. If we do something bigger, we do something bigger.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I can't believe EverQuest is still running.
I was
Yeah.
this game came out in
What?
1963.
Yeah. There was the
Pretty
first
much.
video game. Yeah. Actually, it was.
So, but you know what? Good for them that they managed to keep it going, because I think there was a lot more people online than I expected.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, are these actual real people?
Yeah,
couldn't
there
believe
was
it.
I noticed in a lot of the streams that I watched, or actually I hosted, we had at least 20, we went up to 20, 21 participants, watchers.
Mhm.
That was pretty common.
Yeah. That's exciting. I feel like people watching on YouTube increased as the weekend went on.
There were some
Right.
people like in the comments of the Death House game.
Yeah, there were. Yeah, so I think yeah, more people were hopping on YouTube as we kind of moved through the weekend. It was
Yes.
nice. It was nice. It was nice to see that people were chatting and listening and watching all the games and stuff like that. On top of the players obviously taking part in them. Like I hosted for the Death House game, and that seemed like a whole lot of fun that you
yeah.
guys are having
I had
yesterday.
a great time playing
Yeah,
that.
no, it was cool. It was cool. I hadn't done that adventure, so it was kind of cool to experience it. And now I can metagame. So
That should be the tagline for for the expo.
learn the
Play
metagame.
so you can metagame.
Learn the metagame.
Yeah, it was good. Dave, what were your experiences?
Well, first of all, I mentioned it over coffee this morning that my wife's participation was unbelievable. She walked in, I don't know, she was a little nervous about whatever, and then she just had a blast. We were talking about it, and she has been talking about the games that she was involved in the whole day. She has been walking around the house this morning singing the Scooby-Doo theme song.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely hilarious. And then my personal experiences, as I mentioned in over coffee too, I had fun that I never had before. I've never been a chatter, like in rooms or anything like that. But the entire time that I was on the computer, all 16 hours yesterday, I was chatting in the Twitch rooms, in the YouTube, on the Twitch streams, the YouTube streams, and on Discord. And I just had so much fun. It was unbelievable. There's so many creative and fun people in those rooms, and the humor was unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that was my takeaway. Plus, I learned a lot. I made a couple mistakes, and I learned from them, and that's great. That's fine. That's great.
absolutely. I think we all did.
hmm Which will really be helpful for all of our future events. Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hint,
absolutely.
hint.
We can. I think we can easily convert volunteers from the land convention into this. There's nothing outside of their abilities.
Yeah.
We just needed to go through it once and really kind of push it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Continue to force them to work.
Yes.
In whatever capacity we want.
Get to work.
Yeah. Yes.
And I
Guess
don't,
what? You can't have fun. You have to work.
Go get
I
your
don't know
digital
how
work
you
done.
got. I don't know how you got little C to be on the show because we didn't pay her.
Yeah, she's a big celebrity.
You have no idea what I've been dealing with as a backlash of this. She thought she was getting paid, even though I was very clear in the fact that she was not.
Okay.
But she knows about the stimulus checks, and that was very motivating for her.
So the Snickers bar wasn't payment.
No, that's another expectation, and she did steal that from the store. That's property of Legendary Realms Games, and she didn't pay for it.
That's awesome. So.
Oh,
Say
man.
what? Say it to my face. Go sit. Pain. Pain in my butt.
Oh
there you
man.
go.
So, Courtney, how do you feel now that it's over?
I feel like it was a great success. I think everyone did like a crazy amazing job. I'm so obviously, Rich, Dave, Steve, I know the quality of work that you guys do for tabletop. And I was so excited that, Mike Stab came on board from Retro, because that was clearly an amazing help for us. I always get excited when we have tabletop retro crossovers, because it just reinforces the idea that we are one big family, and that we are just all here for each other. And so to have you and Dan came along to, do some video games, that was just really exciting for me. I just like that, that feeling of community. It's just a gaming community, it's not electronic versus unplugged. It's everyone all together.
I mean, how many of us? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, just saying, we're all electronic now, actually. So. No one's
point.
unplugged. Yeah, no one's unplugged.
There's a giant crossover there, I think, too. I mean, obviously, while I'm typically part of the retro gaming side of things here, and that's a great group, and I love working with them. And that expo is also amazing. I've been, many of us, myself included, have been tabletop gamers for a very, very long time. So the interests cross over. I don't think there's a, hey, you know what? You're either retro or you're a video gamer or you're a tabletop gamer. Like gamer's gamer. That's where I come from.
Right.
That's my mentality with the whole thing. So yeah, does that mean, there's D&D and then there's EverQuest happening at 3 a.m? Great.
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
a lot of fun. It's interest spans across many different groups, really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also Thread Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thread
I'm
Raiders.
sorry Chet couldn't make it. I mean, he was tired. No, he was tired. He was over the top on point this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they were very instrumental in getting this done.
And then
And
I
again-
noticed.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go.
Then I noticed also, I had some questions, and I was probably one of the guys texting Rich too. And I was like, I had questions throughout the day, and all of a sudden, like, Rich stopped responding, and then I'm in the Discord channel, and there is CA all over everything.
Oh, yeah.
CA just jumped in the Discord channel and answer questions, and I was like, okay, so I didn't know this, but I'm guessing Rich took a small break, and CA just like took over the whole Discord channel stuff.
That was my little bit of sleep from the night before.
Yeah, she was fantastic. She was like, putting out fires. Not like we had any big fires, but just like little things,
Yeah.
She was right there. Shout out to Chaotic Anarchy.
And also the Thread Raiders brought in people from they already have connections throughout the country. So, LI Retro, LI Tabletop, most of the people might have been from the Long Island area participating, maybe not all, but Thread Raiders brought in people from, all over the country. So that's really neat.
Yep. And I finally saw, you guys don't know her too much, but Punicorn joined the server yesterday. I thought that she was already on the server. I thought I had sent an invite, but she's great. She's a lot of fun to game with. Hopefully we get her into some games in the future. So comments from Twitch, mother of Little C. Nina likes Little C, but her ears are still sore.
There you go.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. But it was
Ginger confirmed that I got very little sleep last night.
Yeah.
Well, going back to the to that whole thing about how a lot of the people that probably came in to watch this was Long Island, but we probably got people from all across the country. I mean, by definition, LI Tabletop, LI Gaming is a Long Island based organization, so that's where we're going to get our pull. But I think our message of like coming together through gaming is universal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's not only great that we're reaching people who are outside of Long Island, but it's great that we can even, especially in times like this, maybe even provide, a couple of hours of just, the real world is kind of not great right now, and maybe I want to watch Death House, or maybe I want to learn a new system, or I want to watch EverQuest at 3 a.m. And if we can provide that, I think that we've already done a great job.
It's beautiful.
Yep. Agreed.
And I personally was very happy, that Rich jumped in, another Rich D jumped in last minute and did some Magic the Gathering Arena online. So we had trading card games at least represented. Oh, wait, you had Transformers, right? It was one of the first streams, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we got to get some miniature games, either electronic or visual, or somehow get some miniature games in, get more board games in. We only had the diplomacy game, really.
Well, I think we can figure we'll have time to figure some of that out.
Yeah.
So I think we should hey John, welcome.
Hey, John.
Hey,
We should definitely we only had about a month to put this together. So I think we come up with the date. If we want to do this again, we come up with the date, and then we start working out some of the logistics. We know what works. We just need to put a better process around some of it to streamline it. And then what can we add? How can we expand?
and I don't know if it was said earlier before I jumped on, but I mean, Rich, I mean, good on you. I mean, all of this in a month. I mean, that is a Herculean feat.
We couldn't have done it without everybody. I'm not gonna. Yes, but I'm not gonna in any way, shape, or form take the credit for all of this. I mean, Courtney had to say yes first. Let's not forget that.
Oh,
No,
for
that
sure.
that was like Rich texting me like this really great idea, and then I just wrote yes at the end. Like I didn't really have anything to do with it. Sounds good, cool. If you looked at our if you look at our text messages, they're severely imbalanced, and at times it seems like I'm just not even reading what he wrote because I respond so quickly. I do like a general go through. I'm like, yeah, it sounds fine.
Courtney, you should just respond to the letter Y to save time in your responses next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no. You can't do that because then I'll go, well, because.
that can be W.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, and you know, we got some really good advice at the beginning, and I'm glad we backed down and focused focused on what the event should be, as opposed to doing you know, a large you know, we said, hey, let's do this, and then some advice came in from the Thread Raiders group going, you should probably do this first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Which
idea.
was a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. So we did. So it was
That was good advice.
it was very well advised. So there was a couple of things that we did not do. So I wanted to give a shout out, if you don't mind, Courtney. Like we didn't follow through with the giveaways that were provided. So those the three companies that gave us that gave stuff to us for giveaways, they didn't physically give it to us, but they offered. What I'd like to do is just give them a quick shout out now, but then maybe on our website somewhere we can find a place to link them.
Yeah.
So that people can go to their store and advertise them. Tabletop Loot Dice. They do giveaways for Thread Raiders, and they have really cool dice sets. I won one. I won a 20-sided. I believe it was 20-sided. Yeah. So really cool there. So Nerdware by So Maddie Games. For those who saw Maddie playing Masters of Magic overnight on Friday to Saturday. So Maddie's got a store of merchandise. So he gave us, he was offering up some stuff, but please go there and support him. And then our own Laura Irwin offered up Potions Please.
Oh, wow.
And we just never got to any of it, and that was just because we didn't have the resources or the infrastructure to actually handle it, and which something we'll fix next time around.
Well,
I
I
actually
think
ran
that-
an ad for Potions Please during the Scooby-Doo Cthulhu. I
Yes.
managed to squeeze it in. So
I saw that. It was great.
Yeah,
It's a great video.
I think what it comes down like to for that is that we need more volunteers. We need more help. You know, it wasn't that we didn't forget. We knew it was there. We just everyone was so busy doing so many other things that it was hard to just like incorporate something like that in, you know, the raffle system, if you will.
Yes.
So not to put out a public service announcement, but to also do, it's that, you know, if you're interested in helping and volunteering for any of our future events, which we don't know when they are, but, you know, within the next, you know, over the next week or so, we'll be talking to see when we can do something. If you're interested, you can go online. We'll put a new volunteer form up and you can just sign up, because the more help, the better, so that we can do things like that. And I think that for the people who did, you know, offer to do giveaways, we can find a way to do that. You know, it's not hard, and definitely put their information up on the website, because that's just really generous, you know, of them. And I want to get their stuff out there.
let me ask, can I throw out a suggestion if that's okay? What if we make it as part of something on Facebook where we ask for people for feedback, and then we can kind of cross-check it against people who played?
So
if people want to, like, at least also as a way of like engaging people to give more ideas, more feedback, what they liked, what they didn't. You know,
we should definitely do. We should definitely have a feedback form, a link to get feedback from everybody. I think that's a no-brainer. Yeah, I think Courtney mentioned that the other day before we didn't talk about it live, John, but Courtney had mentioned doing that already.
Oh, okay.
To add to Courtney's PSA, but not PSA on you know, on volunteering for the organization. You know, first of all, I can't thank, you know, Long Island Tabletop enough. I only got, you know, started with the organization at the last event as like a DM, and I just want to put out there for people who are like, either on the fence or they don't really know kind of what to do about like wanting to get involved. You get about as involved as you want to. If you just want to be someone who, wants to be like a table runner and be like, I want to make sure that all the gears are turning and everything's working great, there's a place for you. If you come in and say, this is all great, I have a couple of ideas that would make it, even better, there's a place for you. I mean, there is no ceiling to it, and it's such like a rewarding feeling to like be part of a great community that can. Yeah, I know, but it really is. I mean, I came into this being like, oh, I'm gonna like run a game or two, and if this weren't all happening, I got to kind of branch out on my own path and work with Rich to do something that's going to be really cool that we'll do when we get in the physical space.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. Is you can be as involved as you want to be, but I think if people are given the opportunity, they'll kind of rise to that occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rich DeLeo's in chat. He said it was great getting to work with all of you on this. Glad to do it again sometime. Rich, you should have joined us. The link is out in the host thing. You're welcome to come on and join us. And then Jordan from Thread Raiders said that they usually do an end of event survey, and then so that they can build on it and things like that. You usually do a survey out of the convention, out of the local convention too.
Yeah.
We did. Do. You do that, and then also there's a lot of feedback that's thrown around at the barbecue.
That's true too. Yeah.
We should do an informal virtual barbecue.
All right, I've got it. What that means is that, Mike, you stream Burger Time and we all watch you do it.
I mean, listen, if part of the joy of watching someone who is not incredibly skilled at video games online is to watch me fail, then that's a great idea. Because I will fail nonstop. So that sounds like a good plan. So yeah, I'll stream Burger Time, and we'll everyone have their own grilled barbecue food that we can all eat and talk about it. Sounds like a great plan. I like it.
We could even set up a stream where people can chat and give us their feedback in chat.
Yeah, and they can, everyone get your. If I would hope that at some point, hopefully by the time summer barbecues happen, things are a little bit more normal. But if not, virtual barbecue, I'm down. I got a playlist. I got a barbecue playlist I could throw together. Have some music. Oh wait, yeah, I gotta watch that with the copyright law. Never mind.
Also, I would
figure it out.
I would like to say the people that did get into volunteer to run a game or to do last minute stuff like Rich or Rich D that did the Magic, or several other people, and the Thread Raiders and everything. The other takeaway that I saw was the creativity in watching the games and these game masters. We did mostly RPGs, but even one things that aren't an RPG, the setup and the talking and the streaming, but really like the DMs for these RPGs are just so creative, and it was just so awesome to watch.
I mean, like, did you guys talk about Dave's Scooby-Doo game yet? Like, has that come up? I know I'm a little bit late to the conversation, but did that come up at all?
We didn't talk about each individual stream, but I watched all of Dave's Scooby-Doo, and my wife played.
It's on the YouTube feed. Like, those of you who haven't have to really see. Like, Dave went above and beyond for that Scooby-Doo game. It was amazing.
Yeah, the cartoons talking just was awesome. Even if you don't watch the whole thing, just stay on there till you see something different that you've never seen before.
Just stay on there till you see Don Knotts. Just stay on till you at least see Don Knotts.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Ron Rots.
But I know you mentioned with the Magic Arena, the other thing that worked out really well was was with the Transformers guys. I have to give props to Mike Lazzardi, Mike Prunell, showing the game off, and it worked really well with Octagon, which is like a digital, like virtual card program. It only supports a couple of games, and it's kind of a third-party thing, but it's still a way to play stuff online if a game doesn't have an official way to play it physically, digitally, but I can guarantee, like, over the next couple of months, a lot more companies might take card games digital the same way that Magic Arena and Pokemon already did.
Yeah.
But it was still like a cool way to show off a lot of it, how Transformers works, and we got a couple of matches in, so that also was a really good experience too.
That's awesome.
Great. Everybody's reading chat.
Well,
They were talking about there was an echo, and the echo is because when I set up these scenes, in the other scenes I have my mic with a noise gate on it, so it doesn't pick up the zoom, and I didn't do that specifically with this one, so just playing around with the noise gate.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I get it. Audio is always troubling.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where it's like it works perfectly for 6 months, and then the one day you need it, it's like nothing works. But
That was something you talk about all the things that you miss about the in-person expo, and trust me, there's a lot of them. But and I'm right there with you, Dave. I was probably texting Rich, every couple of hours, because this was the first time that I was lucky enough to be one of the people helping out hosting, but I came into this with zero on that skill chart, and just getting to work with everybody and kind of learn the tools of the trade. And I gotta say, Mike also taking the time to give help where needed, and just helping everything run smoothly. You pick up on some new things, and like I said, it doesn't replace the in-person thing, but it definitely helps expand it, and it gives us all these new tools and avenues to reach more people.
I think it definitely made me way more comfortable with Streamlabs. I'm still not fluent in it, but learning how to drop pictures in, set up how to insert things and whatnot, and I think it sizing things up beforehand, which with some of the games is a little bit hard because of people coming in late or whatever, but at least it made me a lot more comfortable to kind of arrange things. Plus, now I know how to use YouTube Studios, so I can make my own streams.
John, you're saying that you're not fluent in this program after using it for only 2 full days?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say 2 full days. I'd say what is the equivalent of maybe, I don't know, 7 hours. 3 and 1, or 4, 3, whatever.
Unbelievable. How did you not pick everything up by this point?
If there's an additional takeaway we can take away from the whole weekend, is that Little C needs donations for clothing line.
And lozenges.
And lozenges.
yeah, plenty of lozenges.
Courtney, you're muted for some reason.
Mute.
Yeah, see, audio situation.
See?
Exactly.
Thankfully, a lot of the streams that I had, we didn't really have that many issues. I think there was maybe one was a little bit low, but other than that, it was.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can
All right,
do
whatever.
that.
I'm not using the microphone.
I did not want to do that. All right, there we go.
Yeah, I think overall, the technical glitches were at a minimum.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, John's right. As we get more sophisticated, we want to do better layouts and overlays. We'll just have to be prepared, right? If people come in late, switch to an overlay that's already set up for that person.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Go ahead.
One thing I heard from some people watching the stream, they they loved what they saw. I got some people that I knew who had really nothing to do with tabletop, they've never really played before. They had no information, and they said that they enjoyed the storytelling aspect, but they wanted to know, and I don't know if this is something that can be discussed, if there'd be a way to include on the screen the dice being rolled, or the maps on the different programs, because they said the DMs were doing such a great job painting the picture and telling the story, but they would love to get like that visual of like, you know, when everyone's kind of cheering that, you know, a nat 20 got rolled, they want to see that 20 get rolled.
Yes.
It worked fine for Dave Miller, I think, because at least for the maps, because of all the stuff that he put in, it was a lot of him taking over and like sharing his screen, and he just had the stuff there. Granted, the problem is like size-wise, you might run into a bit of an issue unless you really test it out beforehand. But that worked pretty well. The only way I could figure doing like actual rolls would be to either incorporate it as a window on the stream itself, or if there's like a widget. I don't know if streams have something like that now, where like you could put in like a dice roller or something like that.
You can. You absolutely can.
There's a bunch of
I'm
widgets.
pretty sure that there's a Streamlabs widget.
Yeah.
Widget.
And I'm pretty sure, and CA actually installed a widget on our Discord channel.
Yeah.
Which you just have to give permissions in a particular channel so you can roll.
Cool.
Well, you could create dice rollers in Discord, like in like a chat. But I don't know if you could then have that show up on the stream.
Well, you can. I mean, like we use Roll20. We use Roll20 for our adventures, John, and because I share my screen, I do a Windows capture. You can see what you guys roll.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that too. I was trying to figure that out yesterday because the one party was playing on Roll20, and then I realized it was too far in, and bringing in another Zoom would probably screw everything up. But that's something that would work.
Well,
ahead of time.
It's the fog of war, right? We're right in the thick of it. It's not like we had a full year to kind of prep this.
No.
It's one of those things that you don't think about until it's kind of happening. But now that we know about it, I mean, first of all, what a great compliment to know that even without seeing the dice rolls, and even without like being able to kind of see it in the same way the players are, people still felt engaged, and I think that's a testament to the DMs and their storytelling ability.
Yeah, no,
but,
I think so.
It's just another kind of tool that we can use.
And you know what? And we also have to keep in mind something else that we talked about last night. A lot of the people that played in this event, which by the way, there was approximately, and we can do a final tally based on games and count, but there was about 100 people who participated in this event in our first event. That's pretty good, I think.
That's crazy.
I think.
Really
I
good.
think so.
But most of those people, they're not online people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to roll mechanic. They don't want to roll on with a dice roller, right? They
want the physical,
the tactile feel of the dice in their hands and rolling. And sometimes you got to go with it. That's why Theater of the Mind was invented. This is the ultimate Theater of the Mind spot. But I understand the maps. I do understand. I do understand other people wanting to see some of that stuff. So maybe as people get comfortable, I mean, we got to teach them, bring them along. I can now take down all the orange sticky notes from my wall.
Yeah, you are so out of control with your sticky notes. I don't understand.
You'll have to write a whole bunch of new ones.
What game is Mike Staub playing? Description for the closing ceremony.
Wait. Take a picture of their wall with sticky notes. Post it.
He is so frivolous with sticky notes. It's disgusting.
Post it in the pictures.
No regard to like, let me use like a whiteboard or like something more eco-friendly. It's just sticky notes.
You see, Courtney, there's something about the tactile feel of sticky notes that
I have. I just didn't hang a whiteboard, but I have a whiteboard also.
I'll tell you though, you knew what game I was playing a week ago. Come on.
No, you know what it is I just didn't finish going through the checklist.
He puts every single task individually on a sticky note and then hangs it up. And as he finishes it, he takes it down. The method works, but it's not eco-friendly.
And you have to remember to take them down.
I have these sticky notes. You know what? I purchased them already.
Sometimes taking them down I don't know, Rich, if you have it set up this way, but what he typically does is he has like the current tasks and completed tasks and just moves them over. So taking them down really doesn't happen. It just moves over to the completed tasks.
I use a Kanban board
area.
So I got myself a Rocket book.
I love those. Yeah, so cool.
You familiar? Are you familiar with Kanban boards? I use a Kanban board. It's a type of agile. Knows what that is. Well, people know what that is. Not nobody doesn't know what that is. But a Kanban board is a to do, doing, done. But, and sometimes I use Trello, but because all my monitors were already taken up by 30 or 40 tabs, I started one on my wall.
Yeah. Not a bad system. It works. It's just,
It works for me. and
Yeah.
it helped me get some of the stuff. So I was good with that.
Well, it worked because we're all here. So
Yeah.
Does anybody have any more questions from chat?
No,
See if
just
we can-
I got some. We got some nice comments from Mike the bassist on the YouTube, and I can assure you that's not me, even though I am Mike and I do play the bass.
I wonder what instrument he plays.
Mike the bassist on YouTube
Probably the
says,
drums.
yeah, just bass drum.
Yeah.
Mike the bassist says, please do more of these. This is so important during these times. You all did an incredible job and a truly meaningful convention and a memorable one. Thank you for your hard work and the amazing games. And Mike also says that he's all in for the virtual barbecue. So
Aw.
thank you, Mike. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here. It was a blast.
Let's see.
We do it for people like you. We stay alive from viewer support and people like you. Isn't that a PBS thing?
That was
And
sounds-
viewers
yeah.
like you.
Yeah.
viewers like you.
And Jordan confirmed the Roll20. Roll20 were great. I actually contacted Roll20 before we started. I contacted their support to see if they had a corporate account that we could start up in case we needed it. And they got back to me and they were very nice about it. They said, no, we don't have that type of pricing structure. However, I was able to create as many games as I wanted to, that they could play without me actually having to be there.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'll tell you the one thing that I learned. I had a stream where one of the games nobody wanted to be on camera, so we just had 4 boxes showing up on the thing, and they were playing on Roll20. And one of the things that I learned was I've got to either get a better computer or I've got to get better internet because it wouldn't handle the Roll20 and the stream and the Zoom and everything. So it's part of life. It's part of the tech thing.
oh
I
boy.
feel like with the amount of times that we've said Roll20, we are now eligible for a corporate sponsorship.
Yeah, I think
You
you're
want,
right.
we'll email them for the next one.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
not?
we're going to email them and let them know about this. And then, for the next.
I'm hearing
2 separate
I'm hearing a
emails, one
task
from Rich,
for-
one from Courtney.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm hearing a task for some other members.
Yeah, there
Say,
you go.
hey, go out and get us some corporate sponsorships.
Ooh.
Hey, listen, volunteer. It's as big or as little as you want. You want to start a marketing sponsorship thing? We need that.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You see, they agree.
They do agree.
I bet about 60% of our games used Roll20 actually. So think about that.
That's significant.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Did you? Let's see. Did you want to? What else do you have to say, Court? This is your little baby.
The last thing that I want to, the last thing that little C wants to say, and she refuses to come on camera again because of the payment thing, which is annoying. But she's taking, she wants to do more cosplaying. So any local designers that want to design something for her to wear for free, she wanted me to reinforce. And she also wants a full-time butler because Liam apparently is just not capable of fulfilling.
He's not
butler
capable of
needs.
fulfilling.
Yeah, it didn't come in boy band training. Learn how to be a butler. So he's trying to live his diva life, but he's just not relevant anymore.
He was doing his best to hold that microphone for a little.
He was. And you know what? That is part of boy band training school, I feel like. Learn how to hold a microphone. That's probably like a whole course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that is two post-it notes on a white wall.
Yeah. I was trying to show it, but it went over the top. It adds to the front of it instead of the back of it, so I moved it. Oh man.
I don't have anything else to say from the, I guess I represent LI Tabletop from the back end. It was a huge success. It was amazing. We couldn't ever be more thankful for all the work that everyone did. is
And
literally is not
the Discord isn't
possible.
going away.
There.
Yeah, the
put up-
Discord's great. Everyone's like super active.
I only
and
have, like,
I think it was
7
great for
post-its
real
left.
time. Yeah.
I only have
posted the
7
picture.
post-its left. Yeah, I posted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but the Discord's
how
not
many
going away. So
Like 7, right? 3, 7, 8. I have 8 post-its. Well, one of them's to the deli.
wait, did you put it on Show Us Your Picks? Which one did you put it on?
I put it on. It's on the stream. I
It's on the
put it up.
stream. Oh.
I put it up already.
Okay.
So
Oh, there it
Oh,
goes.
okay.
Well, we'll see everybody. Like I was trying to say was, well, the Discord's not going away. It's not like we're shutting it down. So you guys can continue meeting up for games, chatting it up in there, gaining levels, that's awesome. Hype your stuff, advertise your stuff in that channel too. That'd be great. We'd love
Okay.
to see you
Yeah.
chatting around until we plan another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
it's like we said, the channel and this, the online expo was, kind of born from this necessity, but I feel like it's here to stay. I mean, it's such a good, like, powerful force for, like, the, tabletop community.
yes.
Agreed.
And even though there were a few, you're right. And some of the games that didn't fire off, I've already talked with like Alexander. I've talked with him, and because he's still in the server, and he posted up some minis and Show Us Your Picks.
Right. I saw that.
And we talked to him and said we can get his game done after the convention. Just open it, we'll get players for him and let him run it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's no reason why it needed to stop this weekend. We'll figure that out as we go forward.
And I'm looking for about 4 more players for Diplomacy. We'll be experimenting over the next couple of months, playing a full-out game.
I do want to play.
What's the
I do
the
want to
website
play.
for that? I couldn't find the link anywhere.
It's going to be in Discord. So if you want to join, just let us know. We'll put you in the we'll put you in the room.
Is it a live website that's up at any time, or
Yes, it
only, like,
is.
when-
Yes.
Yep.
The link will be posted in there. I will move both Courtney and John to the
Into
diplomacy.
Diplomacy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also talked about streamlining this with some technology.
Mhm.
Pulling from our technology volunteers that may or may not know that they're volunteers yet.
One of the
They're
positive
going to
things
find out
too-
soon enough.
One of the positive things too, from a couple of players who were on some of the ones that I hosted, or specifically like Dave Miller, like a couple of ones there, was some of the players deciding that because of playing that they wanted to run their own thing too. Like one of the people who played Velma in Scooby Doo was like, "Yeah, I had such a good time. I think I might pick up running Call of Cthulhu again." That same player was in this morning's game of Masks, and they're like, "I really like the system. I might actually want to try that out too." So this also could be a great discovery point for if we do future events of running more, role-playing games that aren't just Pathfinder and D&D as a great way of like exposing people to more stuff.
We
Oh my! In the past 24 hours, I think I hosted a bunch of streams as well. But in whatever free time I had that I wasn't sleeping or hosting, I played D&D 5e, Mutants and Masterminds, Fate Accelerated, just stuff that I don't, besides 5e, I don't know if I really would have picked up in just my, your average everyday play. And these are, fun systems. When we talk about, systems that kind of get like the big clout, you have Pathfinder and 5e, and there's a reason. They're very popular and they're fun games. But when we have these opportunities to, not only like play these other games, but like John said, someone wants to go, so they said, I had such a good time, I'm going to go run, 3.5 or 8, original D&D or, Fate or something like that.
Yeah.
That it impacts the community in a way that like we can't possibly see what it does now, but it's just so good because now you get all these other people into these great systems that maybe don't get, kind of the same, box to stand on.
Correct.
And it's good exposure too, because at a physical con, time, money, resources, there's all those things that make people like, well, don't want to try something new. What if I don't like it? There's a bunch of other things going on. I paid to be here. My time is limited, so I don't know. So a lot of people might stick to stuff that's safe, or it might be a gamble. And What if it doesn't work out? At least with these events, it's like, well, it's definitely something that I might not normally play, but what's the harm? You know, all it is happen is either it fires off and it doesn't, and maybe I just lose a few hours. I didn't spend $700 to get onto this convention, you know, so I'm not going to feel as guilty if I passed up, let's say, another D&D game for this, you know, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It was, a lot less pressure. We had a lot of people coming back around going, what game, after playing one game, they're like, oh, what games need players or something like that. And, we did. So, how do they do the counts at regular conventions? They do total number of people and then total number of unique people as two different numbers.
Yeah.
When we probably had about, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 90 to 100 unique people participating over the course of the weekend in various different things. From a role playing, if you add the people who came into other games, probably about 130, 120, 130. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Great. It's amazing.
And it's great. There were
That's
games
crazy.
where I was like, oh, maybe I'll give it a shot. But we had like unique players who wanted to come in. So of course, you want to give them the space. And the fact that there was even that, not shortage because we had so many games and so many different things firing off, but the fact that we had this huge demand for it, and I'm going to keep saying the same stuff unless someone stops me, but it is truly amazing to think how far we came, not just in like a short time, but how far Long Island Tabletop has come in what, like 2-3 years?
Yeah.
If you looked back on it, even a couple of months ago, it was like, we're going to create this thing where we're going to get 100 unique people, and then we're going to get a bunch of people who, after they play their first game, are going to say, this is all I want the weekend to be.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep coming back,
Yeah.
I don't know if, the community would have been that set, this ready for it back then without the hard work of like everybody putting in those man hours.
Yeah, I agree.
So let me just catch up on comments here. We have Pop Clergy Squad. I'm presuming that's Ginger.
It is.
She goes, let's hope that a bunch of strangers play Diplomacy. I will never, ever play that with my husband.
Oh no, everybody dropped out and
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. And then
she also said, thank you, Big C, for being a good mama to Little C.
Yeah.
Little C is obviously going through a tough phase.
Her whole life.
And then they were talking about get a Honey Heist game going. And then they said they did not miss the parking at the Cradle this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a bunch of other games that we could stream in other events too. Like, when you don't have a lot of time to plan, like there's all the Jackbox games, like Fibbage, Drawful. I've been playing those on some weekends with friends, but that's also something that all you really need is just one person to stream, and everybody else just needs phones, and you can just stream that. In fact, some people do that; they stream that to Twitch and
all the time.
Oh, absolutely. We could definitely. There's so many places we can go with this, and we're gonna research and learn more. And we're gonna get feedback from everybody who is involved. We want to get all the ideas out there.
Yeah.
What went well, right? What didn't go? What could have been better? And then what other ideas do we have to go forward?
Yep.
Like you said at the beginning, Rich, we had ideas out to here and had to reel it in, to be realistic. But I mean, we still have these ideas, like the ones that that go out to there. So there's plenty of room to sprint.
Right. Absolutely. We can now tighten up what we've done and make it better, and then expand, and make our mistakes in the expansions while we learn.
But we're going to keep doing that. And that's what's good about it, is we're going to keep making those mistakes because we're not done here. We're not going to stop. We're going to, just keep moving this thing forward.
Yes, very cool. And Courtney knows, and we haven't even touched upon all the people that we've worked with in the past, or even people, because they're not local anymore, that we're friends with, who can now get involved. We have a lot more people that we can start working with that we've always liked working with. So
True that.
True that.
we can get more game demos because those can be, because Mike had mentioned we could do more videos,
Yeah,
have
record
them
them
preloaded.
pre-recorded videos that we can just load up into OBS and have them
Yep.
play in between segments. I think that's a really good way to do stuff like this, especially while someone's setting up. You can pre-record interviews with people that you do on something like Zoom. I think with enough time and pre-production and knowing what we're planning, we could do a lot of things on the pre-production side, so
Yeah.
that it runs more fluidly. And not saying this didn't, but I mean, it could be kind of seamless, and it could just flow.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, we could do so much.
You know, we'll see. We'll see. We've all got 1,000,001 ideas, and we're all going to throw whatever we can into the soup. And let's make it work. Let's make it happen.
Woo.
Right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to some sleep.
Yeah.
What's that?
Everyone much deserves sleep.
Go to bed. Go to bed, Rich.
Actually, you know what the best part about this convention is? We don't have to help break down the tables.
Oh, jeez.
Gather all
Oh
the
my
chairs.
God. No,
Or
that's
move the
best part.
TVs.
Or move the TV,
TVs.
or go to Joel's house and form the line of carrying stuff from the top
Yeah.
down to the basement.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Cradle of Aviation, thank you for letting us use your space. We definitely love you and everything that
Absolutely.
you provide for us.
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
Start a traffic line of like, all right, you need to go to the car and then you need to pull it up to the weigh station. You have to wait for about 3 hours, not to unload it, but just to get to the position where you can unload it. There's only one elevator.
Oh, right,
or
like Gen Con, right? Yes.
or even like Comic Con. I remember Comic Con one
Oh my
year.
God.
When there was
Oh
that
my
one
God. I
that
hated
one
Comic-Con.
elevator, and and because it's Manhattan, it's like how you have to get the U-Haul up or whatever.
All right. First of all, I used to pull right up to the front doors, unload
Yes.
the U-Haul, and you
Yeah.
guys leave. Listen. I don't follow the laws of standard loading and unloading. I'm going to the nearest door, parking illegally, get it all out, and I'm leaving.
That's
So,
how,
Like, I'm
I
not
don't-
dealing with
that's how
that.
New York does it.
Do you guys
Yeah,
remember
that's it.
the first time we went to New York Comic Con, and anything that went through the back door had to be palletized and shrink wrapped.
Yep, that's how
We
they
pulled
do
up
it.
we pulled up with our truck and we're like, we just have boxes. That's okay. They put it on a pallet and they shrink wrap it. I'm like, but
Yeah.
that's our booth right there. I mean, I can see it from here. You are not allowed to carry in the back door. You are not allowed to carry your own merchandise from the loading dock through that door. Oh, and by the way,
that's why we use the front door.
right,
Yeah.
that's why we use the front door. Oh, by the way, once it got to the other side of the door, they didn't deliver it to your booth. That was a different union.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's crazy.
Yep.
I
was
don't miss
like,
any of that.
I was like, wow. But Gen Con is pretty smooth. Yes, you still have to wait in a line, but now with that whole yard, that's pretty smooth.
They've tightened those. Yeah, the operations for that have definitely tightened
Well,
up.
also, well, the
so.
best part
And
is
it gives
too,
us-
that we don't
gives
have
us
to
parking.
drive home either. We don't have
Yeah.
to deal with any traffic or anything like that. Of like, oh, it's time to drive home. It's like, nope, we're there already. So
I don't know, my commute's
This
still
is-
like 20 minutes, so.
Really?
What was that?
The walk
Uh,
to the bedroom?
Oh,
I make the
You
joke.
walk to the
It's funny,
bedroom is
so
20 minutes.
jokes don't always land.
you know.
Oh, I didn't landed.
So it was. So my bed is literally within arm's reach, and I still couldn't sleep.
Shame.
You can see my,
Mhm.
my bed in the back. There would be times where I was, thank God I wasn't on the stream, where my dog was just like laying on the bed looking at me like, what are you doing? It's like 2 in the morning.
Aren't we
These
supposed
humans
to
are
be
just
sleeping
sitting
now?
at that box.
Yeah. What is that box? Is there food on that box? I don't understand. What's so? Yeah.
I could see her because I can see the back, looking there because the camera's showing it. And she's like, she's a good 55 pounds, and she like spreads all the way like this diagonal across the bed so that I can't
Yeah.
get on.
It's like my
Of
daughter.
course.
My daughter could take up an entire king size bed by herself. Nobody with no extra room. But so
yeah,
Rich
yeah, I do.
Rich D in chat just said Rich even quit EverQuest early. I did. I was falling asleep a couple of times. I found myself walking into a wall. I'm like, wait,
Oh
and then I
man.
would fix it.
That
And I'm
wall
like, I gotta
moved.
go. I would get up, I would walk away, I'd come back, I'm like, okay, it's just like 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. And then I finally started sending messages to Rich. I'm like, Rich, are you ready to go? I can't
No, you just need to drink caffeine as quickly as possible. That's what I learned on Jeopardy.
do it.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Got
I
a
was
pound.
like,
Yeah, I
oh.
said that in my game stream because I was delirious
Yeah.
at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or whatever playing Zelda.
No, it's good advice. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
supposed to
yeah.
pound it. That's why 5-hour energy is so good because you know.
Oh yeah,
It's just
yeah.
boom.
Just throw it back.
Oh, concentrated caffeine. Right? Okay.
Yeah, and you just.
But I
Very
also heard
quickly.
that caffeine doesn't take effect for like several hours
I don't know. I mean,
and then
for
lasts
me-
for a while.
For me,
but-
it's like Popeye spinach. The second it hits the lips, I'm just like.
Maybe that's a question for the survey. What do you do to stay up gaming so late?
Oh,
Yeah.
just rage and
In
caffeine.
parentheses, it just says, "Please let us know."
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe the next one we'll have more volunteers and we won't have to lose as much sleep.
That is true, but that's also part of the fun.
No,
Like-
no. But it would be.
I agree with you.
I'm not saying that but voluntarily losing sleep
Yes,
is different
yes.
than feeling like you have to be there
Yeah, you're
to
right.
not lose, to lose sleep.
Because like I was firing
Yeah.
when I was firing up the game at like 1:00 on Friday night into Saturday morning, I was just I even said it, I think on the stream, I'm like there's two different tireds and I got to play Zelda at both of them. So like on Friday I was like, I'm exhausted right now, but it's like that fun, like I'm staying up too late and breaking the rules exhausted.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of, there's something about that, but I totally understand, like it's a lot on people to feel the need to have to be there. So more volunteers is always going to help. Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
The 6 people on this stream, and I can count so many other people who, unfortunately, couldn't make the stream. Who, I mean, without question. Well, I think Rich, you and I talked about, we're like, there's no question about who's going to be, staying up to make sure that this thing fires on all cylinders, and
Yeah.
it's so many more people than are just on, who can make it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely helps. I have a feeling we could get like 30 extra pairs of hands, and I still
Yeah,
think like
absolutely.
the 6 people here and like a bunch of other people would still probably be like, like I'm up all night doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
It's
going.
just a passion project.
Yeah, keep
Hey,
it
listen,
going. It's fun.
I know one right off the top of my head, Mike Sforza, right? He's always a front desk guy. He's always there.
Yeah.
This time he ran a game and then played in
Yeah.
a bunch of games.
That's great.
So he'd step in a minute.
Mhm.
So it was, yeah, you're right. We can get
Yeah.
so many people. And let me ask you, how many people here stepped into any of the breakout rooms? Right?
Yeah.
Chet
Mhm.
handled that all by himself
Yeah,
with zero bumps or hiccups.
it was awesome. That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
we should get some other hands in there and do that.
Mhm.
Start them up. Let's do it.
Yes.
Get them signed up. Make the next one
All
even.
right.
get him signed up again.
No, get them all signed up. Anyone who
okay,
wants
yeah,
to help
yeah,
out,
yeah.
get them signed up.
So
You know?
it was absolutely great. Props to everyone.
Yeah, everyone was
Props
awesome.
to everyone.
All right.
All right. We've been blah blah blahing for an hour. I'm sure everyone wants to go to bed.
Yeah.
Let's just who we do just
Final
not having to
remarks?
unload a truck, John, is so great. So I may run to the store and steal
Yeah.
more candy
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and another bookcase.
Yeah. I don't know. On behalf of us, I'd like to say thanks to everyone again. You guys are the best. And we love you.
Thank you, everybody who helped put this together.
Thank you everybody
care.
who joined to watch. Couldn't have done it without you guys either.
Yeah.
Little C's looking at you.
No, she's not. She's looking at me. She won't put her face on camera.
You got to pay real money for
A
that.
monetary issue. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye, take
everybody.
See you,
Bye.
see you
Thank
real
you.
soon.